Hi, I'm Terry.
Hi, I'm Sharon.
I'm Julie.
I'm Megan.
Alright, and these are my note cards. And today I'll be informing you guys about marine pollution. Imagine you go on vacation and you're walking down the beach when all of a sudden trash washes ashore in front of you. Some people might think, how did that get there? Or why is it here now? Many of you, though, will not think about how it's affecting our ocean. Marine pollution is something very serious and everyone needs to be informed upon it. And that's what I'll be doing today. I would like to share with you what marine pollution is, who it affects, and how to treat or prevent it from happening. Marine pollution can be easily defined, but to fully understand it, I think you need to know more than just the definition. The National Geographic gives the definition of pollution is the introduction of harmful contaminants that are outside the norm for a given ecosystem. In this case, the ecosystem is the ocean, which is vast and deep. So that might make you think, how can someone contaminate such a large space? With the amount of people today and the amount of ships on the ocean, it is easily contaminated. Some man-made pollutants are pesticides, herbicides, chemical fertilizers, detergents, oil, sewage, plastics, and other solids. So as you can see, there's many things that can contribute to marine pollution. Many of these contaminants are released into the environment far upstream from the coastlines. I always thought of marine pollution as just trash being in the ocean, but I did learn through this research that there's such a thing called noise pollution, and that comes from the ships on the ocean and from drilling, which happens very often. Sound can carry for miles undisturbed in the water, and that affects many animals, including mammals such as dolphins and whales, and that will later be described to you in the next part. So as you can see, marine pollution is something you may not have known to be so defined as this. Who is affected is something you might be wondering when you learn about marine pollution. Believe it or not, many things are affected, and not just animals. But animals are mostly affected, and I will explain that to you and how it's more evident in animals. I will first talk about marine life, and one way it was affected, for example, is an oil spill. And many of you will remember the oil spill by BP in 2010. Many animals are still harmed by it and are suffering many health effects. Oil spills can get stuck to the feather and gills of animals and make it hard for them to move and to feed their children. All these problems are still around today because some of those animals were not cleaned. According to the Health Post, many animals are still harmed. It can lead marine life to have cancer, failure in reproductive system, behavioral changes, and even death. So there have been so many deaths that some animals have gone extinct. Humans are also affected. Small organisms will go eat at the bottom of the ocean where all the trash eventually sinks, and then once they eat, they get entered into the food chain, and the bigger animals eat them. Well, us humans rely on those larger animals to eat, so it gets into our food system, and then thus affects our health. It can lead to cancer, birth defects, or long-term health problems. Lastly, marine plants and coral are affected. Waste floats on the top of the water, thus blocking the sun, so plants can no longer perform photosynthesis, and that is how they survive. Many animals find shelter in coral reefs, and also they eat upon the plants that grow. So without coral reefs and plants, that basically affects everything because that affects the animals who can no longer eat, and then we can no longer eat those animals. So it affects basically everyone. Sometimes it is hard to treat something so huge, so prevention is a great idea. But there is a time you can treat, and I'll use the example again of the BP oil spill. You saw where Dawn dish soap, washed many animals and took the oil right off of them, and that is a way to treat. Robert Swan said, "The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it." National Geographic said, "The solution to pollution is dilution." Some large-scale solutions would be, government has stricter regulations on industry and manufacturing. The Environment Protection Agency, which is also known as the EPA, has enacted several laws to help protect beaches, reduce pollution from ships, reduce marine debris, and prohibit ocean dumping. Another is to implement renewable energy sources such as wind or solar power, to limit offshore drilling, and that really shows up a lot more, and that is what helps with oil leaks. Proper sewage treatment and exploration of eco-friendly wastewater treatment options is another solution. Lastly, limit agricultural pesticides and encourage organic farming and eco-friendly pesticide use. Besides large scale, there are things you can do at home that you can change to help the environment. You can reduce ground leaching and reduce carbon emissions. According to Love to Know You, you can reduce ground leaching by reducing your use of fertilizers. You can eat organic whenever you get the chance to. Clean your home with lemon juice, and properly dispose of motor oil, light bulbs, medication, and other hazardous items. To reduce carbon emissions, you should carpool or walk. Also use a reusable shopping bag and reusable containers to store your food. Avoid products with excess packaging so you aren't using them. And even simpler, and according to Greenpeace, you can pick up litter whenever you see it, and also reduce, reuse, recycle to be sure that the wastes are ending up in places that they should be. As you can see, marine pollution is extremely important to be informed upon. You should know what it is, who it affects, and how to treat it or prevent it. It is a huge problem that will not go away on its own, and steps need to be taken to get rid of it. Sometimes you need to look at the bigger picture to see all those who are affected. Thank you.